So, I saw this display at my library. Beach reads. And I'm sitting there looking at the display and going, mm-mm, mm-mm-mm. So, I grabbed a few of them, and I'm going to add a few more pictures for the ones I didn't grab because I didn't want to take down the entire display. But, beach read. So, the definition of a beach read, my phone keeps telling me I'm saying weed. But, something light and fluffy, I would consider, Emily Henry's beach read. It's actually titled Beach Read. A beach read. Something light, something fluffy, something that's not going to ruin your day, something that's going to make you happy, make you laugh, not make you sad, not pull your heartstrings, none of that kind of stuff. So, I want to know from you, and I did a thing, back in June, I think it was. And one of the books in this pile is similar to one of the books in June. So even though I did the video in June, I decided I could do X, Y. I'm just going to do it again. But I'm going to add this third element because I was sitting there going, this one or this one? Well, now I need to go, this one, or this one. So, beach reads. Alright. The first book, now, we've been doing Flashback Mondays, although we have completely finished 2014. And we are in 2015 right now. But this is a 2014 book, and it was one of the books on display as a beach read. And I looked it up in RT, and it wasn't in my RT from May or June 2014. But apparently it was the best book written in 2014. So it's called, the author is Colum McCann. It's called Transatlantic. Newfoundland, 1915. Two aviators, Jack Alcott and Arthur Brown, set course for Ireland as they attempt the first non-stop flight across the Atlantic, placing their trust in a modified bomber to heal the wounds of the Great War. Dublin, 1845-46. On an international lecture tour in support of his subversive autobiography, Frederick Douglass finds the Irish people sympathetic to the abolitionist cause. Despite the fact that as famine rages the countryside, the poor suffer from hardships that are astonishing even to an American slave. New York, 1998. Leaving behind a young wife and newborn child, Senator George Mitchell departs for Belfast, where it has fallen to him, the son of an Irish-American father and a Lebanese mother, to shepherd Northern Ireland's notoriously bitterly and violent peace talks to an uncertain conclusion. These three iconic crossings are connected by a series of remarkable women whose personal stories are caught up in the swells of history. Beginning with Irish housemaid Lily Duggan, who crosses paths with Frederick Douglass, the novel follows her daughter and granddaughter Emily and Lottie, and culminates in the present-day story of Hannah Carson, in whom all the hopes and failures of previous generations live on. Is that a little heavy for a beach read? I think it's a little heavy for a beach read. Oh, the co-host is with the other half. Apparently, when the other half is home, we prefer the other half to moi. We get moi all the time, but when the other half is home, it's rare, so we gotta go be with the other half. She's gotta be with the hubby. Book 2. Alex Cava. She showed up in a couple of my if-thens. And by the way, this is going to be an if-then 70-something. Ryder Creed and his dogs have been making national headlines. They intercepted several major drug stashes smuggled through Atlantic Airport, but their newfound celebrity has also garnered some unwanted attention. When Creed and one of his dogs are called in to search a commercial fishing vessel off the coast of Pensacola Beach, they discover a secret compartment, but the Colombian cartel's latest shipment isn't drugs, it's a human. Meanwhile, FBI agent Maggie Odell is investigating a series of murders she suspects to be the work of a brutal assassin. By the time she uncovers a hit list with Creed's name on it, it might be a little too late. Cat Martin, The Last Good Night. When Kay Logan said goodbye to his estranged wife 8 years ago, he never thought it would be the last time he would see her alive. Now her car has been hauled out of a nearby lake, and Cade is determined to track down the man who murdered her. Enter Eleanor Bowman, a talented private investigator who is about to stir up a hornet's nest on his Colorado ranch. With old scandals still buzzing about his late wife, many affairs, and new violence erupting, Cade is faced with the discovery of another beautiful woman's body. Are the two killings linked? Who is the man who seduced them, then murdered both victims? Ellie believes they are dangerously close to the truth. Are these really a beach read? Let's save that one for later. Okay. GENA Showalter, Wicked Knights. Leader of the most powerful army in heaven, Zacharyel is ruthless, even dangerous. If he isn't careful, he'll lose his wings. But his warrior with a heart of ice will not be deterred until a vulnerable human tempts him. Wrongly accused, Annabelle Miller has spent 4 years in an institution for the criminally insane. Demons track her every move, and their king will stop at nothing to have her. Zacharyel is her only hope for survival. But is it a brutal angel with a touch as hot as hell her salvation or her damnation? I don't know. Do you consider that a beach read? I think you got to read the series. I'm a series person, and I have quite a bit of Showalters over there. Quite a bit of them. Alright. Hattie Callahan, Surviving Savannah. Savannah history professor Avery Winthrop is asked to guest curate a new museum collection focusing on artifacts recovered from the steamship Pulaski. The ship sank after a boiler explosion in 1838, and the wreckage was discovered 180 years later. Everly's research leads her to the astounding history of a family of 11 who boarded the Pulaski together, and the extraordinary story of two women from this family, a known survivor, Augusta Longstreet, and her niece, Lily Forsythe, whom, along with her child, was never found. These aristocrat women were part of Savannah's society, but when the ship exploded, each was faced with the difficult and heartbreaking decisions. Again, do you consider that a beach read? That's not light and fluffy and laugh or make your day situation, make your smile situation. Here's another one. Kay Hooper. John Brody is a guardian, a member of the secretive network devoted to a winning war very few know exists, protecting the vulnerable psychics in charge from a deadly, ruthless, and virtual invisibility enemy. Tasha Solomon is a gifted psychic whose abilities saved her more than once from situations as dangerous they were baffling. She doesn't believe she needs help, and she doesn't even know her guardians exist until Brody saves her life. Again, is that a light beach read? I kept looking at this and looking at this and looking at this, so I picked it up. Good eggs. When Kevin Gorgari, irrepressible 83-year-old mother Millie, is caught shoplifting yet again, he has no choice but to hire a caretaker to keep an eye on her. Kevin, recently unemployed, is already at his wits' end tending to a full house while his wife travels to exotic locales for work, leaving him solo with the sulky, misbehaved teenage daughter, Aideen, whose troubles escalate when she befriends the campus rebel at her new boarding school. Into the Goggery Frey steps Sylvia, Millie's upbeat home aide, who appears at first to be their saving grace until she catapults the Gregori clan into their greatest crisis yet. Okay. Cursed at Dawn, Heather Graham. FBI agents Stella Hamilton and Mason Carter have witnessed firsthand the worst humankind has to offer. They're still catching their breaths after the apprehension of two such monster killers. When they're met with horrific news, Stephen Dante has escaped from prison, followed only by a trail of blood. Della and Mason know the clock is ticking, but as Dante claims more victims, a chilling message arrives. The killer seeks his eternal bride, Della herself. Again, is that a beach read? I don't know. Oh, I saw this. And I was like, I gotta read this one. How to Sell a Haunted House. Is that a beach read? When Louise finds out her parents died, she dreads going home. She doesn't want to leave her daughter with her ex. She doesn't want to deal with her family home. She doesn't want to learn how to live without two people who knew and loved her best. Most of all, she doesn't want to deal with her brother Mark, who never left their hometown, gets fired from one job after another, and resents her success. Unfortunately, she'll need his help to get the house ready for sale, because it'll take more than some new paint on the walls to get this place on the market. But some houses don't want to be sold, and their home has other plans for the both of them. Interesting. And, I don't know. I saw this one. Private Detective Eva Ander Mills has been drawn back to Lavender House Estate for a missing person case, but the family butler, has been volunteering for a book service, one that specializes in mailing queer books to a carefully guarded list of subscribers. With bookseller Howard Salzberg gone suspiciously missing along with his address book, everyone on the list, including some of Andy's closest friends, is in danger of being exposed. So, I have one more, but I'm saving that for this special I'm gonna do in a few minutes. I did it, like I said, I did it in June, but this just cracked me up that I found another one. So we're gonna talk about it in a separate video. I hope you have a good day.